just in my office now picking out some fabrics that I want to use for a summer tote bag. Sometimes if I'm looking for something specific, I'll shop like Mercari, eBay, sometimes even Facebook. Otherwise, I love to find fabrics at estate sales and sometimes thrift stores. I got these adorable blueberry fabrics off of Mercari. I need to take a look at some of the pre-cut fabrics I have. This is just a bunch of stuff that I've cut for other projects. I think these white stars could be really cute. They feel kind of summery. They feel a little patriotic, but not too patriotic. So this is pretty much where all my fabric is. I have some others in random spots, but yeah, this is my collection. Everything in here is secondhand. I don't think that you even need to set foot in a craft store to purchase your fabric. You do not need to purchase new fabric. Usually I get inspired to make a patchwork bag based on a particular like idea or fabric. I think this would be a gorgeous combination. It would probably replace the stars, but the stars were definitely a good idea. If I was making a fruit theme bag, I would totally do the yellow gingham with the cherries. That would be so precious. The yellow would be really cute if I wasn't doing that cream color, and I do like this. Ooh, I really like the stripes with the blueberries. And let's see. That looks good. I like this a lot. I've been really wanting to make a better structured tote bag because I use quilting cotton to make my patchwork. I do use quilt batting and that does give it structure, but not too much. So I think among the patchwork and then also kind of used as like a rim around the top and the bottom, and also I think the straps too, I want to use denim. I haven't used denim before. I was actually able to get this yardage from a thrift store. Ooh, I'm really excited about this. This is going to be super cute. I just sketched out the bag and did some math to figure out how big I want each piece to be. The bag is going to be 16 by 20. The border that you see is going to be denim. And then here's my patchwork. I have these pair of jeans that were left outside for far too long and they are extremely sun bleached, but I like the idea of taking out the pocket and re-sewing it on the outside of the bag. This is the layout that I came up with for the patchwork. I cut out one of the pockets from the jeans. It was a little bit more work than I wanted it to be, so I don't think I'm gonna cut out the other one for the other side. So I think just the bag will have one pocket on one side. I'm gonna use some of this blue dual duty thread. I don't usually do colored thread. I like to usually do white, or I have a bunch of this dual duty cream color, but this one says strong and durable, so I wanted to go with this one. Thread is a sewing item that I would never ever buy new. I always see thread at estate sales and it is always so cheap. I use a Singer Heavy Duty. I do have denim needles that I will probably switch over to. I really like this machine though. It's really easy to use. I am on a lookout for a serger though. I don't really know much about them, so if you know about sergers or recommend one for me, I would definitely love to hear your thoughts. My goal would definitely be to get a used serger, but I also don't know if that's a good idea. If I hadn't got this machine as a gift, I would have definitely looked for a used option, but I so appreciate getting this as a gift. It is one of my favorite gifts I've ever gotten, and I really love how much I've been able to learn using this machine. These are my sewing machine needles. The Singer ones I bought off Amazon when I was first starting because I didn't have other needles to work with, and I haven't really seen sewing machine needles that often, but once I did, and this woman had a ton of sewing things. It was amazing. I got so much good fabric from it. I actually got this fabric from it, which kind of is a good idea of some of the other ones that were at that estate sale. They were beautiful and like neutral, classic, but I got a lot of good supplies from there. I think the only denim needle I have is from Singer, so I'm gonna put this one in my machine. I chain stitch when I do patchwork and I usually go vertically, but this time I'm gonna chain stitch horizontally because there's a lot more and I find it way easier and faster to chain stitch. That way I could just do 2 sets of this chain stitching and then they'll already be connected when I go in and do it vertically. Well, I don't really know how much faster that made it for me because these ones got twisted around and I ended up having to detach them to flip them back around. So I'll be attaching this one to this, to this, to this, to this, and then to this. And these I'll have to attach separately. And then I'll continue just patching them together. I'm going to try something I haven't tried before, which is adding fusible interfacing to my patchwork instead of quilting it with quilt batting. This would save me a lot of time and I actually do think it would stabilize it more than quilt batting would. So I'm going to cut out a piece of extra firm fusible interfacing and then iron it onto the patchwork. I hope that it sticks pretty well. Sometimes I have an issue with the interfacing not sticking well, but I think it's more a user error than anything. One panel done I think this is so cute. I need to decide what I'm gonna do for the straps. I might go with this cotton webbing. The beach bags that I made for the bachelorette trip, I decided to buy cotton webbing for the straps because the idea of making straps for 6 tote bags, it was gonna make me not want to do the project. It definitely sped up the process, and I think that the straps were really comfortable in the bag. I'll probably end up doing this for the straps. I would consider doing denim straps. I think that would be really cute. But next I'm gonna start working on the other panel. Both panels are done. All I have left to do for the outer fabric is attach lace and then stitch these together. I have this fabric basket full of lace. I actually made the basket. I need to make several more of these because this is so helpful to have around my room. But all of this lace is secondhand. Most of it is from one estate sale, and then some of it is also from Facebook Marketplace. I'm torn between this flat white lace and this kind of beigey tan ruffled lace. I kind of think the flat lace looks better, but I typically go for a ruffled look with my bags. But I think I'm gonna go with this one. I was too lazy to switch out the blue thread, and I just have to live with that decision. I've attached the outer panels, good sides facing each other, and now I'm going to start stitching it around the edges to join them. Next, I need to box the corners. I'm torn between doing 2 inches or 2.5 inches. If it's 2 inches, the base of the bag will be 4 inches wide, and if it's 2.5, it'll be 5 inches wide. I kind of feel like 2 inches works better with the bag, but I do like the idea of having a bigger base. So I don't know. I'm gonna start with 2 inches because I can always take away more if I want. I can't add it back once it's gone. Corners are boxed. The panels are sewed together. This is my second favorite part to doing a tote bag. The first is obviously when it's totally done and I get to reveal it, but I do love revealing the outer layer. Oh, this is cute. Oh, this is super, super cute. Wait, let's see the back. Let's see the pocket. Shut up. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. I'm going to start working on the interior. I'm in the process of making the pockets for the lining. Basically, I'll take larger scrap pieces from the patchwork that I was cutting out, and I'll be able to stitch them together to kind of make a longer piece of fabric that'll be the pocket. I kind of just make the pocket as big as I can depending on what I have. But I've got about this much fabric stitched together, and then I just fold it. Well, really, I fold it the other way. But I'll just fold the pocket so the right sides are together, and then I'll stitch around, leaving a little opening so I can turn the pocket inside out. I already made a small pocket with a little bit of the leftover denim and then a little bit of the leftover striped fabric. This came out pretty small. I think it might be a good size for like my AirPods, or even to put like a credit card or my ID or something in the bag. Lining is done. I cut a little bit of corners with the lining. The stripes aren't matching up. These don't match up, which really sucks, but I'm just gonna see it through. I did end up doing denim straps. It just makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to get through this final part of stitching these all together. I just need to figure out a good placement for the straps. I am a little bit worried about my sewing machine being able to sew all of these layers together. I've already had to change the needle one time, and it feels like this second needle is already kind of going through it. I'm just gonna clip everything around and then sew around and then turn the bag inside out. All right, I hope I left a big enough opening, but that does not look big enough for this denim bag. Hopefully everything can just fall into place because I was really cutting corners there at the end. I feel like tote bags are really forgiving because there's not like, you know, any zippers, or it can be like a little more casual looking. I'm trying really hard not to rip this with and the straps were actually not hard to sew over at all. Okay, yeah, super, super forgiving. Now I'm just pinning the bag down around the edges to get it ready so that I can top stitch it. The bag is finished, and now we are gonna do a wash test. I'm gonna go ahead and wash this with just some clothes that need to be washed, and I'll let you know if it survived. So here's the completed bag. It's been about a week and a half since I made it. It also survived the first wash cycle and another wash cycle. I washed it after I came home from the beach. This was exclusively my beach bag. I got a lot of compliments on it. People loved it. I loved it. It was so cute. I think considering I wanted to use it for a beach bag, it could have been a little bigger, but I've been using this bag all the time. I adore it. I think it's a really good size for every day. It's not too big. It's definitely not too small. And I like the shape of it better than a regular, like, vertical rectangle bag, tote bag. I totally regret my decision though to be lazy about the blue thread that I used to sew on the lace, because I can't not look at it when I see the bag, you know what I mean? But I don't know that it would be something that like somebody would notice first thing. I mean, they're noticing how cute this bag is first thing. The fusible interfacing on the patchwork was fine. I think I probably could have spent a little bit more time ironing it out because some of it has come up a little wrinkly. So I don't know that I'll like really be able to smooth that out. It doesn't bother me that much. And luckily the magnetic snap is totally fine. It snaps on its own. I thought it was going to be a really big deal because they weren't exactly centered, but it ends up being fine. It maybe looks like a little sloppy, but it's my own personal bag that I made myself, so I don't beat myself up about it. The larger inside pocket is a good size. It fits my phone, it fits, you know, lip gloss, my keys if I wanted to put it there. It fits a small notebook just fine. I'll usually honestly keep a little notebook in there. And then the smaller pocket fits my ID and a credit card perfectly. Didn't even plan for that. I just kind of used what I had to make that small pocket. I also added a little keychain clip, but honestly my keys are so heavy that it doesn't look great when it's attached to that little clip. It's fine, I guess. I haven't really ended up using it all that often, but I definitely think it's a good addition to the bag, especially if you're gonna be like packing the bag quite a bit and you don't want to lose your keys or you don't want to spend time looking for your keys. The bag doesn't have as much structure as I predicted it having. I don't know why I was thinking that the denim fabric and the fusible interfacing was going to add enough structure to the bag, but it really isn't that big of a deal to me. I like the bag just fine. I honestly love the bag, and I really want to make some other patchwork bags in this size. A couple days ago at an estate sale, I got this great corduroy fabric, and then I also got a large amount of this thicker, almost like upholstery fabric, but in this really beautiful floral pattern. I kind of think a combination of these two would look really, really beautiful. But thank you so much for watching this video on just kind of my creative process to making my summer beach bag. I'm sorry there really wasn't any sewing clips in this video. Right now I feel a little bit weird about filming myself sewing just because I do feel still very new and like very novice. I really want to do a better job at incorporating filming into my creative process, but that honestly to me is like a whole other creative process that I just need to figure out how to join. But I've been really missing YouTube as a whole as a creative outlet for me, so I felt really strongly about picking up the camera and taking you through my process of making this bag. I almost wasn't going to post this because I was kind of like, I really don't have like enough clips to even share this video, like it's not even worth it to share. But ultimately I've decided that I am going to share this video, and I really look forward to this being just the start of sharing my sewing journey with you all. But that is going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I will see you next time.